Alright, I just want to give a disclaimer saying this footage is from Justin Collectibles. You guys gotta check him out. I just copied his video or used his footage and then cropped it up. As you can see, the box looks amazing. The only issue I have with it is the picture in the front doesn't look exactly like, you know, the figure. But besides that, it looks badass, and even just displaying the box will look awesome. Here's the actual figure. I mean, I personally think it's whatever personally, because it's just very sparkly if you can see it in the light right there. And as you know, it's pretty bland. I was hoping it'd be shiny or sleek. Hopefully made out of rubber, but I know it's harder for them, it's more expensive if you use those kinds of materials. So, and I know Hono Studio is supposed to be a cheap brand, so I understand. Here are all the pieces. As you can see, it only comes with 2 webs, which is pretty disappointing, but once again, this is the cheap figure. It only comes with a couple things, and they're trying not to make it too pricey. So it comes with 2 webs. Both of them are movable. You can twist them around, you know, change them like that. They're wired. You could make these yourself, by the way, with just some hot glue, some white wire. You could buy some craft wire from Home Depot. So I'm not too astounded by those. The backpack's really cool, but it's just an aesthetic backpack. It doesn't do much, but it is pretty cool. I bet you could probably craft it out of craft wire too, but it might take a bit more effort. As you can see, he has multiple pairs of hands for web swinging, dancing up, if he's aiming a punch and actually punching and or web swinging. He has 2 sets of eyes, which are both magnetic like every other eye. You just pop out the other eyes and put these in. They're all magnetic. Not too much difference there. And he has this huge base, which it looks like that's where they put most of their budget in, honestly, when it comes to these things, because this is one of the most impressive bases I've seen, honestly, because it's very thick. I thought it would be super thin, but it's very thick. It has a clear crotch stand, and obviously the big back plate to put custom little comic book panels. So it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It can be popped off and switched around in case you only want to use one of them and you want to throw the other ones around, because apparently they're making another Spider-Man from the new TV show that just came out, and that's also gonna have the cool background piece. I personally don't like the crotch grabber. My bad. I don't really like the crotch grabber because it's just stiff. You're not gonna be able to use it that often. Personally, I don't even like the base. It looks nice, but I don't think there's gonna be much people that use it. Also, here's the comparison of him with the Symbiote figure I personally prefer, which is the Spider-Man 2 game one. I really want them to release another one that's more aggressive looking. As you can see, the one on the left looks very flat, kind of boring, and the one on the right is a lot shinier, glossier, a lot more texture, which I get that's the point. They want the left one to look more comic accurate, not that much to it. But I can see that the hand texture is completely different from the face and body texture. If you look closely, the hands look similar to each other, which is kind of an issue to me because obviously the hands are made of the plastic and the clothes are made of the fabric, so it doesn't look right because the hands are way glossier than everything else. So I don't know if you guys mind that, but I personally do. I'm not going to be picking up this Spider-Man. Obviously the Spider-Man symbol looks a lot better on the left one than the right one, personally, but I still think the right one's a million times better. Its build is a lot leaner and more realistic, while the one on the left is a lot bulkier, comic style, you know, which I personally prefer the one on the right. Obviously, if you're gonna get the one on the left, it's because you want to make a comic book, display or have just them like that. I'm gonna let these guys spin around for a bit before I say anything else. But the comparison is pretty cool. I understand that the one on the right won't be able to, you can't pose it as much unless you don't care about the stretching in the plastic, which I personally do not care. I leave my figures posed. The one on the left is way better to pose, and you do a lot more with him. For instance, these poses right here, which is this pose, you can get a lot of posability here. It's kind of actually really cool. Look the way the wires are spinning around his hands. It's really sick the way the wires or the spider webs were made. As you can see, the stand was switched and it's leaning down, so it's not that strong either, which once again, I don't really like the base they chose for him. I understand it was just to be more enticing to get the figure. If I ever saw it for $60 somewhere, which I highly doubt I'll ever get that low, but if I ever did see it for $60, I probably would cop it. And obviously it was based off the iconic, seeing the Secret Wars comic book. So that's the pose he's hitting right here. character is really sick. And make sure to check out Justin Collectibles if, you know, because I use all his footage. Thank you for that. And I hope you guys have a great day.